Hey guys, welcome back to another video I have for you today. Today I'm going to be talking about my 1 month update on spironolactone. But before we get started, if you don't know me, my name is Ashlyn. I'm 20 years old and I have been suffering from acne for over 9 years. I make videos on my YouTube channel all about my acne journey, different products I'm using, and tips and tricks for fighting acne. So if any of that interests you at all, definitely subscribe to my channel and like this video for more. So if you don't already know, I have been on spironolactone for about 1 month now. Today is 1 month of me being on this medication. If you want to see my before, what my skin looked like before I started spironolactone, I have a video on that from about a month ago that you should definitely watch before you see this one so that you can see the progress that my skin has made. So definitely check that out. I will link that down below in the description box, so check that out before you start watching this one so you can see the progress. So I'm first going to say, if you don't know what spironolactone is, I also explain it in that video, so that is very important. But basically, spironolactone is a medication that has a lot of different purposes, and one of them is for treating acne, specifically in women. And it does so by blocking the male hormones called androgens. And so I guess what I am going to say is that, like most acne medications, you won't really see a difference until about 3 months into the medication. And so I have been prescribed 50 milligrams of spironolactone. I take a 25 milligram in the morning and then 25 at night again. So that's 50 in a day. So 50 is not super high dose. I feel like a lot of times what dermatologists will do is they'll start their patient out on a smaller dose and then slowly increment them up, or sometimes they just start them out at like 100 or 150, which is pretty high, but oftentimes they do start lower just because the side effects can be a lot. Honestly, when you're taking any type of medication, it's a good idea to start at a lower dose. It also depends on the person's size. I have a relatively smaller frame, so that is why the dermatologist prescribed me a lower dose. And I also didn't have a lot of active acne, so that's why I didn't necessarily need to go on a higher dose. So 50 milligrams is what I have been on for the past month, and I will continue to use 50 milligrams for 2 more months. So at 3 months, I'm not really sure what my dermatologist is going to do then. He'll assess the situation and from there, but I will definitely update you guys when the time comes. But for now, I'm going to be talking about what this past month was like. Has my skin reacted to spironolactone? So I had a couple pimples, not really too much. I had a lot of redness to start out spironolactone, as you can see in my previous video that I made. I did have some bumps. I had a pretty bumpy forehead, and for acne, I haven't really noticed too much of a difference. Maybe a very small bit. Since I have been on spironolactone, I think I don't have as many big cystic pimples anymore. I still do have a couple bumps on my forehead, and my skin is still pretty oily. But I've also noticed that the redness has gone down a lot, so that is really good. Another thing that I've noticed, a lot of people are worried about side effects, which this medication is very safe to use long term. People will be on this medication for long periods of time, like 10 years or more. So this is a product that you can, or a medication that you can use long term. So for side effects, some people, because this is a diuretic, some people experience weight loss, sometimes weight gain, Mostly weight loss though, because it is a diuretic. It makes you lose your water weight. I have been tracking my weight, and yes, since it's only been 1 month in, I haven't really noticed any difference in my weight at all, but I have been very strict with how much water I've been drinking. So because it is a diuretic, I have lost, so because it is a diuretic, I have noticed for sure that I'm using the bathroom a lot more and that my mouth is more dry, and so I'm a little more dehydrated than usual. So that's why I'm making sure to drink a lot more water than I was before I was on this medication. So for just frame of reference, you know, I am 20 years old, I'm 5'4", and I weigh about 110 pounds. And before I was drinking, you know, maybe 48 to 64 ounces of water, which isn't a ton. I'm just not the best at drinking water. But now that I'm on this, I wasn't even like really trying to drink a lot of water, but now that I'm on it, I'm just more thirsty and I use the bathroom a lot more. So it just kind of came naturally that I started drinking more water. Plus it's in the back of my head that I'm like, okay, I don't want to be dehydrated. So now I've been drinking at least 64 ounces of water a day. I try to get to about, 96 ounces a day now. That's like my new goal, try to get to 3 big water bottles. But as far as that goes, yes, I have been using the bathroom more, and I've just been making sure I've been drinking a lot of water. Because if not, and I have noticed on some days, I skip out on drinking water as much, just because I'm working or I just forget about it and I'm not that thirsty one day or something like that. And then I'll notice that I have a headache or something, and that usually happens when you're not drinking water anyway. You know, if you become dehydrated, you usually start to not feel as great. So it's just a little more, you just become a little more dehydrated. So it's just important to drink a little more water than you're used to. Another thing that a lot of people will talk about is like dizziness or lightheadedness, and this is something that I have experienced also on this, but not too much really. Some people I've read that they like can't get out of bed or something, but I feel like that's more of a rare case. My experience personally being on this, it's mostly at nighttime when I've been sitting down watching a movie in like dark room or something. So like some nights we'll be sitting down at the dinner table and I'll be playing cards or whatever, and if I get up I'll usually be okay. But if I've been like sitting on the couch with the lights off watching a movie, something like that, and it's at nighttime and then I get up too quickly, then I will have to like pause for a sec because, you know, I get really lightheaded and like I can't see anything for a couple seconds. And that's just because this is like a medication to also fight or help high blood pressure. So it's more likely that you'll be a little more lightheaded if you get up too quickly. So what I do usually is I try to like sit up a little bit before I get up, and then like a couple seconds later I'll slowly stand up instead of just being like, you know. So other than those two side effects, I guess those are the only side effects that I've been experiencing, just having to drink a little bit more water and to get up a little more slowly at nighttime if I've been sitting down for a while. Other than that, I don't get lightheaded at all. I've been able to work out fine. You know, I'm a very athletic person. I do a lot of circus things, and I haven't really felt like I've been limited to those activities at all. Drowsiness is one other thing that I do want to mention, because you should be careful if you're like driving a lot, especially at nighttime. I don't really get drowsy really from this medication. That's another thing that is a possible side effect of this, and I don't really get drowsy that much. Honestly, this is a lot better medication than doxycycline in my opinion. doxycycline had some effects on my mental health and just like mood throughout the day. And I honestly feel a lot more like active and ready to, start the day and move about my day and stuff. I'm actually wanting to like go outside and do things now that I'm off doxycycline. And so this medication that I'm on right now doesn't really have any of those like effects on me, on my moods. I'm still happy and ready to go about my day, and I don't feel tired throughout the day. There are times where it gets closer to nighttime where I do get a little more drowsy, which that can be from other factors in my life, but that's just one other thing that you might want to consider, but really it's not really anything too much. So now I'm going to talk about what products I've been using this past month while I've been on spironolactone. And I made a video on like my current routine and like what products I've been using a lot recently in another video. So if you want a more in-depth explanation about each product and how I've been liking it, definitely go watch that video. It's super long, but I go really in depth about everything. So the products that I have been using while it's been like my first month on this, and kind of like what my routine is in the mornings I wash my face with the CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser. I wash my face really lightly and then I dry it off, and then I will apply a little bit of clindamycin onto my face, let that dry, and then I put on the Cetaphil Tinted Moisturizer for redness relief. This is my favorite moisturizer ever. I got it when I started spironolactone, and it's amazing for reducing redness. It honestly feels like a BB cream or something like that, but it's good for your skin, and I've just been loving it. So that also has SPF 20 in it, and it's a mineral sunscreen, so that is great for hyperpigmentation. But again, if you want a little more detail on it, definitely go and check out my last video that I uploaded. So then after I apply that and let that seep into my skin for a couple of minutes, then I will go in with the Neutrogena. It's like a Neutrogena Gel Sunscreen. It's water resistant and it's good for oily skin because it is a gel. And I have really been liking that. It's great. It's like the best facial sunscreen that I've ever put on my skin. It's so lightweight. It just feels like a moisturizer. But it's 50 SPF and it really seeps into my skin pretty well. And then I've also, if I wanted a little more, since I do have oily skin throughout the day, if I want to kind of get rid of that oiliness, instead of rubbing like an oil absorption sheet on it or patting my face down, whatever, I will put on a mineral SPF powder, and that is really good to help cover up any other spots that I have, and also some shininess or oiliness that I have on my face without taking off sunscreen, because it does have SPF 30 in it, so we love that SPF. So those are the products I've been using in the morning. At nighttime, I will wash my face again with the Foaming Facial Cleanser by CeraVe. And then when I get out of the shower, I apply the CeraVe Nightly PM Moisturizer that has ceramides and niacinamide in it. And then every third night, I will apply a small amount of tretinoin to my skin, which I recently started doing, so I haven't really noticed any effects from the tretinoin since I did recently start using it, just a week ago. So yeah, so that is what I have been using on my skin while I have started spironolactone. I think that is it. I'm going to show you guys a close-up of my skin in just a sec. And you can look back on my previous video and see how my skin has maybe gotten better. Let me know what you guys think. If you've seen my previous video, let me know if you guys think my skin has gotten any better. I'm not wearing any makeup, and I wasn't wearing any makeup in the video prior to this one as well, so you can really compare. I do think that my skin has gotten a lot less red, and I haven't been having as many big cystic pimples or anything like that. I don't really have any pimples right now. I don't think. I just have a couple zits, and that's pretty much it. So go ahead and let me know in the comments down below if you think there's a difference at all on my skin, and if you've seen both videos, because that'd be really nice to hear. Okay, so I'm going to show you the close-up now of what my skin looks like. So this is the right side of my face, and this is the left side, and then here's my forehead. You can kind of see it a little bit, how I have little bumps right here still, but not terrible. And I randomly like got this, I don't know, but they're not huge or crazy or anything, so I'm glad about that. But I don't have any active pimples right now. It's just hyperpigmentation spots, and that is it. So if you notice a difference, leave a comment down below. If you have any more questions about how this past month has been for me, you know, any questions about side effects, if I've experienced anything, or you know, if you are wanting to start tretinoin or spironolactone or anything at all, go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section, and I will definitely take a look at those and respond back to you guys regarding them. But I think that's it for this video. I will update you guys again for month 2, and I am going to be uploading another video shortly. But if you guys have any other video requests, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments, or message me on my Instagram or anything else like that. I also have my social media platforms down below in the description box for you to check out if you want. But I think that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this month's update, and I can't wait to update you guys next month, and hopefully there's a bigger difference then, and I will see you guys next time.